What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Destiny.
I'm Mitch.
And today we're going to be doing a story time about our first big road trip together to Texas.
Yep. And we're going to share this one because this didn't go as easy as you might think. The first road trip is always kind of like, people always frame it as the first big step that you have to do as a couple. And we did go to Duluth before this, but that wasn't really a road trip. That was like 2 hours, not even. Yeah. And so this was our first road trip, going over 20 hours together. What was it, 24 hours?
It was a...
Well, because we stopped that one, actually.
Yeah, we'll get into more of it.
But yeah, so this was our first big test as a couple. We're just going to get right into it, all right?
You're so cute. The road trip started out, we left about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and in Minnesota there was a huge snowstorm. Do you remember that?
Yep, leading all the way into Iowa, and we just hit traffic. Do you remember what we saw in the...
Yeah.
In the median, there was cars. There's
literally,
so many accidents.
I think at least 50 cars in the ditch that got into car accidents that day, and we were just like praying, like, we need to make it through this snowstorm. Jeez. I can't believe we did that. Now that I look back, I'm like, we're crazy.
There were cars in the median,
in the ditch,
going crazy, like just like sliding all over the place, trying to get out. You know, if they weren't total. I mean,
I think there was a semi truck in the ditch at one point.
Yeah. There was a bunch of semi trucks that were just pulled over because they're like, no, we can't deal with this. That's actually not the worst I've driven in. I've driven through snowstorms in the Colorado mountains, and that was just scary in my Kia. And you know, like, not a good car to be doing that in. You know, you'd look off the cliff. Yeah, you'd look off the cliffs and abyss. But we'll stick with this one. So like, I wasn't all that scared with it, but you know, just the fact that you saw, you know, probably along that stretch, because we drove a whole long way of it, what, 100 cars in the ditch, you know? Like,
that was insane. I'm so glad, looking back on it, that we made it through that, because that could have easily been us. The first stop was in Kansas City. We stopped in Kansas City.
Oh, we slept there?
Yeah, we slept there for like 5 hours at a hotel, and then we got back up early in the morning around like 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And we hit the road again.
Yep. And this is where like the trouble started to hit. And it was more for me, right? Like, we got on the road, Destiny took a nap, right? That was fine, right? She woke up, we said like a couple sentences to each other, and then immediately she started watching a movie. And after the 2-hour movie, she started watching videos on her phone. And then, so that's cool, right? No problems for her. But I was sitting in the driver's seat the whole time.
Oh, I feel so bad now that I think about it. I feel so bad.
Well, this is just something I had to tell you, because like,
I didn't know, so.
Yeah. I don't look for technology to keep me company, really, like some people can, and that's fine, really. But that was about 5 hours where I was just sitting to myself.
You say it's 5 hours.
So Destiny to this day questions the 5-hour limit that I put on that, but that's because she was sleepy for an hour and a half, 2 hours, you know, so it wasn't like that for her. She watched, you know, 2-hour movie and then some videos after that. By this time, I was just like, I was mad, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty mad, just because I had spent a 5-hour road trip with 3 hours left, basically completely to myself, you know, and I can only watch or listen to so many podcasts. And you know, I really
so sorry. Like, when you're retelling it, I feel so bad. Like, if I were in your situation, like if you did that to me, I would be pretty upset now that I think about it. But at the time, I was just like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we're on a road trip, I'm just watching a movie.
Yeah, and these are the things that you work out when you're on a road trip.
We had to learn that about each other.
Yeah, because I had gone on road trips with plenty of people, you know, and like my friends, they're just like me. Like, we talk during the whole road trip, you know. Or, you know, when I was younger, we would have fun with, you know, on the road, you know, it was just fun.
But wait, might I add though that this was super early on in our relationship. I actually can't believe we went on a road trip this big.
Was this 4 or 5 months or something?
No, wait, it was I think it was like 6 months into our relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, that we went on this road trip together alone. I can't believe our parents trusted us. Like,
well, I knew mine would, but yeah, hers were like the thing, because she had never been on a road trip like this besides her family. And I had been to Arizona a few times, Colorado. We didn't really know each other on the road yet, and we were still learning each other's preferences and stuff. But this was what makes us what I think is a good couple, because she can now look at that and say, I feel bad. you know, I feel bad because I treated you away, not where I didn't think it was wrong, but where you were hurted, you know, and she can see that now. And I, you know, this is just the road trip. Obviously, I have messed up plenty of times where I feel that way too.
Yeah, we just know each other way better now.
Yeah, completely better.
Our second road trip to Texas was like a completely different story.
And even the way back home to Texas, from Texas, I wish we could say back home to Texas.
Right? Soon, very soon. Putting it out into the universe. When we got to our hotel, I was like really mad at you. And then when we got into like our hotel room, we just like dropped all of our stuff. We were so exhausted from the trip.
She sat on the bed, I sat on the couch.
That's so weird. Now that were we even dating? Did we even like each other?
Yeah.
But like, we just didn't talk to each other for such a long time. We were just like doing our own thing in separate parts of the room, so it was really awkward.
Yeah, I think I just came and sat on the bed eventually.
Yeah, you came and sat on the bed.
Yeah, and we just started talking again and made up, talked about what we were mad about and stuff. And you know, any relationship has these moments where we spend a lot of time with each other, and at this point we did spend a lot of time with each other.
Every single day.
Yeah, and
every single day together.
Yeah, you just get times like that where one person wants to sit on the couch and the other on the sofa. Is that like a Midwestern thing?
Sofa? I never say sofa.
Right?
Couch.
Because that felt weird to say. You know,
yeah,
sofa.
I was like, why did you just say sofa?
Yeah. Sounds like foreign even.
Sofa. On the sofa.
But the rest of the trip was great. What did we do on the trip?
We actually got into a couple more arguments on the trip, but we'll go in chronological order. So
we went to Razoo's.
Yeah, we went to Razoo's, a super good Cajun cafe restaurant, and I go there with my family every year that we go to Texas because that's just like our hangout spot. So that was really good, and you liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it's fried Cajun food, so it was pretty tasty.
It's pretty tasty.
Where else did we go though? We went to the Alamo in San Antonio,
which was, I honestly feel like I didn't know about the Alamo until I went to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Like I heard about it, but I didn't know much about it, and I actually did like a project documentary on it just recently for one of my college courses, so that was really cool. Oh, San Antonio is seriously just a beautiful city. I feel that's why we want to move there so badly. Like,
and we know that people have been saying Houston is a good place to go. I just don't think Houston is really us. It's kind of like a party city. Maybe
college.
Not for all of you,
you
know.
And I know that Houston is like a big city, so there's different things going on, but
but we've heard from like people our age that there's a lot of clubs to go to. You should definitely go to Houston. It's just like, I didn't even go to clubs in Minnesota. So
we don't do clubbing. Like, we're totally low-key people. We just like to hang out, go to restaurants.
With each other, really. We don't even like really big groups or anything.
Yeah, and I also heard that San Antonio is a more nature-rific city. It's a more nature-rific city, and we really like nature. I couldn't imagine living in like New York because it's all building and industrial. Like, I can't.
Obviously you can go out and you know, experience some of the nature of New York, but in New York City, no. And that's why we think we won't even live in a city. We'll end up somewhere outside of it. Just because that's who we are. We like to look out and see trees and stuff, and, you know, or palm trees. We're saying.
I cannot wait to see palm trees. I've been staring at evergreen trees all my life.
Minnesota has its problem because it has too many trees. Literally, you cannot look at the horizon without trees being in the way.
And that's what we love about Texas. You can like see in front of you, like
huge.
You can see all around you.
The sky is so big. Oh God, I love it.
We want to go to Texas so bad. But we're actually going to take a trip there soon just so we can look at some places to live and scope out San Antonio a little bit more. So we can't wait to bring you guys along for that little journey. So our first Texas trip, that's when we met up with his friend Derek in San Antonio. So our destination originally was Dallas, Texas. And we stayed, we stayed in Arlington, and then on like the last couple of days of the trip, we drove down to San Antonio to meet his friend Derek, and we had a blast there. Like, literally, like, this Texas trip, even though like we had so many arguments and hiccups, was my favorite vacation.
Because we even got in an argument Where did we go? Where was that one place that me, you, Derek went?
At night? Okay, so when we got to San Antonio, first stop was we went to the Riverwalk, obviously. That
Riverwalk was awesome.
Amazing.
And we had a great time there. That was, that was
such a good time.
So fun.
And that's like one of the reasons we really want to move to San Antonio is because the Riverwalk is just like...
We could see ourselves enjoying that.
We could go there every weekend and just have so much fun. But we went to the Riverwalk, and then we met up with his friend, and then his friend's uncle took us all out to eat to this super popular Mexican restaurant. I'm not sure what it's called. If I find out, I'll put it on the screen. But it was super good, and that's where it like kind of started, like the tension between us. Yeah. Okay, you want to know like the real reason why I was upset? The real reason I was upset is because we were all sitting down at the table. What?
I have no idea what you're gonna say.
So it wasn't just me, Mitch, his friend, and his uncle. Derek's like sister and cousins were there or something. Yeah. So there was one girl there like sitting across from me, and then Derek was sitting next to Mitch, and I thought that Mitch was flirting with Derek's cousin when I was talking to Derek, so I got mad and like hostile. I'm like, wow, he's really gonna do this right in front of my face.
What was I doing?
You were just being nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see,
Mitch is a nice guy, so like whenever he's nice to other girls, sometimes I'm just like, you stop flirting. But like, it's obviously in a joking way now, more than it was back then. Like, I was just jealous and...
Well, I think we can all understand that, actually, because, I don't know if it's just like a normal thing in life for other people, but, if you're dating someone, sometimes that person wants you to treat everyone else in the world like crap. You know what I mean? It's just
that's so like that's awful.
No, and I can't do that. I won't flirt. Like
no. Yeah, I know now. Like obviously, I know Mitch way better than I did a year and a half ago, and I know that he's not gonna flirt with other girls in front of me or period at all. Like,
but we treat everyone with respect.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
no
just
matter,
a very nice person. So I know that now. Yeah. So, but then it escalated when we were walking to
I can't remember what the place was called.
We went to the Tower of Americas in San Antonio. I think that's what it's called. It's like this big park, and then it's this super tall tower, kind of like the Space Needle. Yeah. And what happened there?
I forget.
We weren't walking with each other. We weren't talking to each other. And then when we got up to the building, Mitch like walked away over to the water, like the water fountain and stuff, and you were just like sitting there thinking, and Derek's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know, like I didn't like really care how awful of me. But he was just so upset, and honestly, I'm sorry, Bub. What? I feel so bad. Oh. Like I honestly feel bad now that we're talking about it.
Oh no, it was just, I'm a really big lover. The people in my life who I care about, and if they're acting a certain way towards me, I will pick up on it, and I will react to it, and my attitude will change because of it. And it won't change for everyone. Like, it'll depend. Like, if I'm with Destiny and like there was something happening, I would act a certain way. Then when if I got with Derek, I'd be happy again because like he was showing me the love and stuff.
I wasn't showing you the love. Derek was showing you the love.
Yeah. So it's just very personal, one-on-one thing with me, and I just got a little angry, and then we got up to, or like upset, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, we were just distant from each other. We really didn't know how to communicate like that back then.
But this is why this trip was so important, because it taught us how to communicate, right? It didn't go 100% well, but it went, I would say 70 to 90, somewhere around there. And that's a big range, I get, but if you do 70, it's because you add the fights as negatives. If you do 90, it's because you say the fights turned into positives, and so
that's a good way to put it. That is.
Yeah, and I like it because now we like she said, she keeps saying, I feel so bad, and so now we know each other so well, and it really started with this first road trip to Texas, and when we got up to the reunion, or not the reunion tower, but
because we did go to the reunion tower, actually, we'll insert a couple pictures here.
Yep, and I do have a blog up called our 5 favorite places to visit in Texas. They're not just cities, but they're like individual spots.
Just based on our experience and what we've been to, we obviously haven't been all over Texas. I've been to a lot of cities, but with Mitch and I, we've been to
San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth,
Just all the little like
all those places.
Arlington and stuff like that.
And so when we got to the Tower of the Americas, I just started reading, as I do, all the historical. I can't believe we didn't even. I'm sorry, but I can't believe we didn't even like walk by each other or experience the Tower of Americas together. We did a little bit because I went up until the very end. Yeah, we literally went our separate ways. He was with his friend Derek, like outside, and I was just like inside doing my own thing. I was half expecting her to follow us out there because I didn't think she'd want to spend, you know, like. I didn't, but I just felt so awkward. I didn't know what to do. I had poor communication skills. Yeah, and that was partly my fault on that one because I let my anger get the best of me. And this is something I've had to work on actually throughout the years, is like not being so angry. So I wasn't always this happy dude, and that like it's taken years of work to change that. And so I let the anger seep in once again there, and you know, and because girls, for some reason, girls get the best of me. Just people you love, you know. Yeah, but you know, I don't get that way with my dad. I don't get that way with, you know, my sister's husband. I don't get that way with, you know, guys really. It's for some reason with guys, the girls are like, they just know how to stab at your heart, you know. They know how to stab at your heart. You know, and that's what it really was. And I let it get the best of me. You know, I didn't just like walk with my friend there. I'll admit it, like I walked away from her basically, you know, you know, and it probably wasn't the best of me. But I was also mad because to this point we hadn't been saying anything, so it's just like, all right, I'm gonna just walk away then, you know. Yeah, it was getting awkward. Yeah. But so I just read all my historical stuff. A little bit later, I just went up to Destiny. I was just like, hey, we have to do something to work on this, and you know, obviously we did. You know. Yeah. By the time we left, like out of the park, we were holding hands and. Because we're actually very reasonable people. That's the thing. That's why communication is so good, because when we just said what was bothering us, we were all the more better. And you know, that's really that. Like we said, the road trip home was fine. We left from San Antonio back to Minnesota. We were fine. We enjoyed the whole thing. There was absolutely zero fights on the whole ride home. Nuh-uh, there was. What? Yeah. And there was only one minor fight on the ride home. Okay, first of all, it took us 24 hours to get back home. Imagine being in a car for 24 hours. Not cool. Not fun at all. But also, the fight that we had was, I think towards the end of the trip, again, I slept for like a very long time because I was just tired. I couldn't do it. But I remember we weren't talking, and then my sister had called me on the phone and I was acting normal. Yeah. And then you started getting really bad anxiety, and I kind of like ignored you, like brushed it off, like it's just being dramatic. But yeah, I was having an anxiety attack and I had to pull over. Yeah, we stopped at the gas station. And she didn't get out, and she didn't check up on me, and that I'm such a horrible girlfriend. No, because again, you care about it now, but you know, maybe you just never have been around someone who's had an anxiety attack like that. Because I get really bad motion sickness sometimes. Not when I'm driving though. When I'm driving for a very long period of time, sometimes I was in the car for like 20 hours, you know, just driving. You just get stuck in this mode, and you just you start getting anxious about certain
I can
things.
Understand that.
Yeah.
And he won't let me drive.
I can't let people drive.
Yeah.
If I'm in the passenger seat or in the back seat, I will get sick. Like, it's just crazy. Which I'm thankful for, because Mitch is my personal Uber. He drives everywhere. All right, and that's that, guys. That's where we went, what we did, the arguments we had, every little up and down that we had on our trip. We just put out in front of you. Now you guys know we're not this perfect couple. We're not saying that. Yeah. Like, our love we didn't just start being perfect, right? Yeah. We had to work and work and work, and the fact that we cared enough to work is what made us the couple that we are, right? And we're still not perfect, but we love each other so much that we're willing to work through whatever problems that we have. And what's that called? Love. Oh, I thought you were going to say compromise. No, love. But, yeah, if you are new here and this is your first time with us, subscribe, like it, comment below if you want anything else. check out our other videos. We have our first date, our 2-year anniversary, couples morning routine, all types of stuff.
Just a bunch of fun videos. So go check them out, guys. We hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you on our next video.